The Torah tells us with regards to Moshe Rabbeinu in this week's Parashat Bo, "V'ha'ish Moshe gadol meod beinei avdei paro beinei ha'am." Moshe was tremendously respected. He was held in high regard by the servants of Pharaoh and by the nation, the people of Egypt. Which leaves us wondering, why does the Torah make a distinction between two groups, the servants of Pharaoh and the nation? Surely the servants of Pharaoh are part of the nation. So why divide them into two groups? Rabbis explain that if you look at leaders around the world, you'll notice that there's two types of leaders. There's those leaders that are respected by the people. Those leaders are there to serve the commoners. Their interest and their care is about what the country needs. But the aristocrats and the politicians, those who are close to what's going on in the government maybe, or in the high rooms, the high halls, they don't appreciate this leader. He's not taking care of their interests. Then you have other leaders who are regarded with respect and loved by the aristocrats, by the politicians, by the powerful people, because he's kind of a puppet and he does what they want and they need, and he forgets about the needs of the commoners, the nation, the regular people. Moshe Rabbeinu was unique in the sense that both those groups admired him. Both of them looked up to him with respect. The servants of Pharaoh, the aristocrats, and the people, the regular nation. And how? How is that possible? And the answer is because Moshe Rabbeinu didn't care about himself. He wasn't in a position of leadership asking himself, what am I going to get out of it? He tried to see the bigger picture, the greater good for everyone. He was totally selfless. And when a person sees the bigger picture, he sees out of himself, then everyone respects him. Actually, that's the secret of marriage. Because what's a successful marriage is when both the husband and the wife understand it's not about me, it's not about you. It's about the bigger picture. It's about the family unit. And therefore they put their own wants and needs aside for the greater good of their family unit. Contrast this with the Egyptians. In this week's parasha, when it talks about the plague of darkness, the Torah says, "V'lo ra'u ish et achiv shloshet yamim." They didn't see each other. A man didn't see his brother for 3 days. The simple meaning is that it was so dark they couldn't see each other. But the rabbis tell us, what it's trying to tell us is that they could only see themselves. They were all in trouble, they were suffering. And no Egyptian was able to see, to understand the plight, to feel the other person's needs. They weren't able to see the bigger picture, they only focused on themselves. By divine providence, this Shabbat is Yud Shvat. It's the day that the Lubavitcher Rebbe assumed leadership. He became the Rabbi of the world. And what made the Rebbe unique is that all walks of life, all people, even non-Jewish people, admired and appreciated and respected the Rebbe. And why? Because the Rebbe set out his way right from the beginning for the greater good of the world, to make this world a place ready for Mashiach. He announced on the day of his leadership that this world is a garden and people are good and we just need to discover it. And that's why everyone saw within the Rebbe how he's selfless and how he cares only about the bigger picture, which is bringing Mashiach. So we should all follow this message of the parasha, give nachas to the Rebbe's idea and do the same. Try and put ourselves a little bit aside and focus on the bigger picture, on the greater need, and that way we'll bring Mashiach Tzidkeinu speedily in our days. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.